And probably one of the greatest needs that we all have is to belong in our relationships, in our families, in our communities, in the world, really, to belong in terms of, being here for a reason and contributing in our own unique way. And also just knowing that relaxation of belonging, which feels like home. And one of the things that arose was that there are so many parts of ourselves, as I was saying, that show up in the context of these circles. And it's like all of those parts of ourselves want to belong to our moment, All of those parts of ourselves want to belong to our moment. And that's where we have some element of, I'm going to say control, not that we're controlling things, but of course we can't really influence people outside of us to accept us and to make us belong. But what we can do is we can acknowledge those parts of ourselves that maybe didn't feel like they belonged, right? Because anything that we push away or that we judge or that we separate from or that we numb, of course, that part of us is not going to feel like it belongs. And yet in the space of this conscious relating, parts of us will show up, parts of us that typically weren't allowed to be here in consciousness. And so we can slow down and really remember that everything that arises is sacred. Our sadness, our tightness, our heaviness, our resistance. And, it's like, bring them in. You belong too. You belong, because all of these things are just, they're words that we're giving to energies that really just need space, that need to unravel a little bit in the light of our consciousness. And this gives us some degree of, again, I'm going to use the word control, but essentially the only thing that we can really control is our own willingness to be present with our experience. And we control that by saying yes every moment, by saying yes every moment and letting go of trying to control anything outside of us. It's impossible and it's not effective.